Hello everyone. This will be an Edelbrock versus Holley video to mostly show what I'm experiencing, the problems I've been having with this Edelbrock, and showing the new 750 mechanical secondary Holley double pumper that I have to go on here. So let's get in the charger and show you the problems I've been having with this one, and let's get the Holley on. So see you in a second. Alright, here we are on the charger. So let's drive around a little bit and see if I can get this to act up like I've been experiencing. Alright, let's see. Having to feather it right there to keep it going. Exhaust leaks that I need to fix, but I haven't had time to get to it yet. It's actually been a while since I've driven this car, so trying to get everything woke back up and lubricated everywhere. Mostly in the transmission, because I am still having issues with the transmission slipping. I need to do some band adjustments. We're coming up to a stoplight. Should be able to show you again what I'm experiencing. It only seems to do it whenever I'm coming to a stop and trying to go again. There. All I did was press on the accelerator, and that's what it does. Now let's see, let's slow down a little bit. Alright, here we are. Got my tools out. Let's get this Edelbrock off. All right, that is for the bug catcher. And for any of y'all wondering, yes, there is an air cleaner. We'll set these on the ground so they don't fall. There's that. Get the linkage right here. I'll have to fix that. Wire just pulled off. I do have my negative cable already disconnected. Ooh. A little bit more pressure in there than I thought. Everything's okay. Nothing got on the camera. That's good. Okay, see if I can get this gasket off without tearing. Yes, right there. I do have one of those non-stick, quote-unquote non-stick carburetor gaskets. So we'll see in a second how non-stick that really is. It hit the ground. That's good. I have to use a wrench to get that back one. All right, there's my linkage. And let's see. Non-stick my butt. That thing is sticking everywhere. Just for a test fit, I'm going to set the Holley on here just to make sure everything's going to work. There it is. Just want to get a couple of bolts in to make sure everything's lined up. Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good. Fuel line, let me get the camera. Fuel line comes up right there. I did have to use a couple of adapters to get in because I think I don't know if I got the wrong one or they sent me, or the place I ordered this from sent me the wrong one, but I got a couple of adapters right there. So what I'm going to do now is bend my line to go from here down to the fuel pump. And I have that fuel line inside, and I do need to take the alternator off now, but it's still warm from me driving it, so I'm gonna wait for it to cool down. So I'll see y'all when this cools down and I have the alternator off. All right, I decided to get the go ahead and get the flange cleaned off and get the fuel line bent and in place. It took me a little bit, but here's the fuel line right there, going down behind the alternator, going down and connecting with a short rubber piece to the fuel pump down there. And here is the, getting out of the way, here is the 750 double pumper mechanical secondaries with the electronic choke upgrade, a stainless steel fuel line with a fuel pressure gauge. Like I said, I did have to have a couple of adapters, but everything fits, everything works. So let's set the camera up, get this on, and see if we can get this thing fired up with this Holley. So I'll see you in a second. Let's get y'all moved over here and show you that I was able to get the linkage on the carburetor swapped over, and we'll see how it works. So let's set the camera back up and continue. I did have to trim this down about an inch shorter, the carburetor stud. So hopefully that won't drop the scoop down too much. Hopefully it's just a design difference in how high it is, and we'll see what happens. But I need to pause for a second, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Had a phone call. All right, let's see how this hooks up on here. Looks like it's going to be good. Oh, camera fell. There we go. Okay. Let me get all my tools put up and out of the way, so when this thing fires back up, I don't have to worry about anything vibrating off. So you can get everything cleaned up and try to fire it up, see what happens. All right, I got everything done. I hooked up the vacuum line to the back, got the screws for the bug catcher tight, and got everything else checked. Everything's good. So let's set y'all down and wind on it till it fires up, see what happens. I shut it off because I want to check for fuel leaks. And I do have one. Looks like it's at the fuel pressure gauge. Might just take that off. Well, looks like the line's not tight. Okay. Well, it sounds good. I just need to make sure I don't have any fuel leaks. Don't have any more leaks up there. Still have a leak right there. All right, I was able to get the leak stopped and everything set up. So let's take a look at the final result before we take it on its maiden voyage, to see, hopefully, if it solved my issue. So let's take a look at it. Got my fuel pressure gauge right here. I had to tighten the knot out of this thing and these other fittings to stop the leaks, but it is not leaking anymore. It is very good. I didn't have to adjust anything with the bug catcher or my linkage. One of this stud right here for my throttle cable is stripped on this side a little bit, so I will have to find another one, probably one that's a little bit longer. But I was able to bolt up my homemade bracket for my bug catcher linkage, no problem. So everything's set up. I haven't messed with the idle mixture screws. They're still 1.5 turns out, and I adjusted the idle a little bit to bring it down. So let's get in the car and see what happens. I'll see you in a second. All right, here we go. Seems to be a little bit better, but let's see what happens. I'm hitting the throttle. I'm not sure what's happening there, but I'm sure I can figure it out. Well, there it is. It's not perfect yet, but I wasn't exactly planning to have it perfect on the first time. But this is definitely promising results. I might need to play around with the power valve since I do have a performance cam in it. I need to probably get a vacuum gauge to see how much vacuum I'm actually pulling at idle, or however it needs to be measured to see exactly which power valve I need. But there it is. The Holley's on, but still needs a little bit of tinkering to be perfect. But if anybody watching this video might know what my solution is, I would be greatly appreciated for that, and leave a comment down below on what you think the issue might be, and I'll see if I can address that. But right now I don't have any extra parts. I don't have any extra jets to even swap out and try, or power valves, so it's going to be like it is for now. I don't have any fuel leaks, which is very good. It's back together, it's running, driving, but I'm still having a little bit of issue with it. But there it is. One last thing before I go. I sent the video clip of me driving the Charger to my buddy Jed Scott over at Scott's Speed Shop, who I got the carburetor from. If you haven't heard about his channel, go check it out in the description. He's got that blue ratty Charger, that blue ratty 70 Charger, Jezebel. But we talked about it and what I was doing, what the Charger was doing, and we believe it may be a combination between the jets and the linkage for the accelerator pumps, either out of adjustment or needing a different cam. So I've got a good direction, but I don't have the parts right now to mess with it. So we'll have an update video when I do have some parts that I can swap and test. So, well, there it is. There's the video. If you like it, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.